Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen Public Test Universe gameplay video from Gazbeard. Today we're going to take a day trip to Daymar. It's actually going to turn into a night trip as well as a day trip. We're going to go and navigate directly to the Javelin Wreck, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to show you how to use triangulation and come down from orbit directly on top of the Javelin itself. This is an interesting exercise. It can be very frustrating if you're not sure exactly what it is that you're doing. But I'm going to show you the easy way to do it, and later in the video I'm going to also post the triangulation points and the distances to them that you will need to be using. So, without much more ado, let's get straight into it. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this was recorded straight from a live stream, so what you're going to watch is how it was done live. There we are. Prospector retrievable. Pad 7 should be on this side, yeah. Back. Engines, no missing panels. She's looking good. On the bed, so we got a complete ship.
Hello, how can MISC help you today? Systems on. Launch sequence complete. Shields charge complete. Landing gear out.
Start heading for Daymar. Glass, navigation, select Daymar, set as destination, close Moby glass, hold B.
Travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
OM2, wherever it is. Where's 5? Where's 3? 4. There's OM2, so let's just quantum across to that.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
I want to find OM1. That's probably it, that down there. Yeah. Come on, stay steady. And on OM1 to be about 470 away when we stop and do our first triangulation. And this is moving us towards the sunny side of the planet, which is good. Means by the time we get down onto the surface, it should, in theory, be just about sunrise. Getting a bit of subtitle breakthrough there from one of the shopkeepers back on Olisar. It's one of the glitches that's been reported many times. I'd love to know what that white line is down on the surface. It's definitely on the surface because it's moving in relation to the center point of the HUD. I wonder if it's something new that they've added to the surface of the planet. It's getting closer, so it's definitely down there somewhere. There's a little light flashing as well, just above the 1 o'clock position of that white line. I don't know if it's a pixel on my monitor that's gone bad, or if it's actually part of the... because I can see it on the stream. A couple of things down there may be worth investigating. Right, so time to brake. We want to stop at about 470 from OM1-ish. Damn near perfect. Oh, it is. How's about that, boys and girls? Right, on my centre of my crosshair, that white line's moving away. It's possible it's a reflection within the canopy. See, it's moving up above the crosshairs now. And now it's moving down below them. Just to the right of them. Can't get the crosshairs on it, it keeps moving away. And just there, dead center on the crosshairs now, there's a white line. Watch as I move away. See it dropping away to the left? Must be a reflection. Okay, right, back on mission. Shubin, call that 498, which means it's 31 more than it needs to be. Dunlow at 229 is 32 more than it needs to be. This is looking good. Arc Corp at 327 is a long way away. Holy crap. Arc Corp needs to be at 241. So that's 87. So we need to move down there quite a bit. So what we do is we pop it above the atmosphere and we'll wait until we've got Arc Corp at about 280 and retriangulate. We don't need to do a full speed afterburner this time. Take it up to about 600 or so. That'll bring it down quite quickly. brakes at about 285, which will put us about 40 more than we need. Frames have dropped away again to about 17 or 18. Puts us 31 past arc core for what we need. Thumb low at 221 is about 24. So 31, 24. And Shuben at 502 is about 35. So 35. 35, 24, and 36. So find the center of the planet. There's the center of the planet. Probably want to be coming down between those two. Which makes sense because Wolf needs to be at 576, it's 50 at the moment. Just try and bump the speed to about 150. There we are. Get us down to the edge of atmosphere and retriangulate. Still quite a period from daybreak. Want to hit the brakes as soon as we get atmospheric entry mode. Retriangulate. Adjust our direction of descent to try and put the three waypoints equidistant in terms of how much more than they will be on the surface. Remember, I was talking about the three triangles. This was roughly where we got the crash on the last entry. When Wolf hits about 606, we should start to get atmospheric effects. Give or take a few kilometers. Can't remember if it's a 30 or a 25 kilometer height that we get them on Daymar. I know on the likes of Chelon and Yella it's a lot lower. It's on Delamar it's about 15 kilometers. Thought we would have had atmospheric effects by now. Okay, we'll let Wolf get to 600 and then we'll retriangulate. That's near enough. Let's just even up Shuben. Make Shuben dead on 480. Actually, no. Hang on. Shubin at 467. So 70. So Shubin there is 1414 extra distance. Dumlow 197 is 16, so we need to tweak a little bit towards Dumlow. ArcCorp at 267 is 70, so we need to go slightly across between Dumlow and ArcCorp. So they're about equal distance up and down. There's planet center. So we need to go a little bit this away. And let's just take it down. Not too quick. Oh well, we've got altitude now, 28,000. Let's take it down to about 20,000 and re-triangulate. Actually 25,000 would be good. There's edge of atmosphere at 27,000. Stop her at 25,000. Overshot a little bit. You see how it's getting harder to brake the ship as we get, as in apply the brakes as we get closer to the surface. Right, Shubin is 477.9. That makes it 21 kilometers over final distance. Dumlow at 210 is 13 kilometers over final distance. ArcCorp at 263.6 is 22 kilometers over final distance. So find the center of the planet. There it is. We want to come down between these two because we want to increase the distance to ArcCorp and Shubin. Sorry, decrease the distance to ArcCorp and Shubin, but increase the distance to Dumlow. So just make sure there's center of planet. There's Wolf. Wolf is 596. Is 20 more than it needs to be. So we want to be just slightly past Wolf as it's seeing here. Remember, Wolf is on the other side of the planet. Oh, hang on, there's Shubin. Shubin is 10 kilometers, so actually we want to be going the other way, don't we? Shubin is 10 over. ArcCorp is 20 over. Working in round distances here. Dumlow is 13 over. So, did I say Arc was 20 over? I did, so we actually want to be working towards Arc. So, center of planet. We want to be coming down this way a bit. So let's drop the altitude to about 15,000. We'll just take it nice and steady at this point. Don't want to be going too fast because we want to brake. Starting to pick up some details on the planet's surface, even though it's the dark side. The moon's surface, sorry, not the planet. So we can afford to break there. Will leave us just a little above 20,000. So now we check again. Shubin is 475.3. It needs to be 467. So it's 8.3 kilometers further than it needs to be. Arc at 260.7. It's 20 kilometers. So we need to move towards Arc. Dumlow at 209 is 12 kilometers. So we primarily want to move towards Arc. There's the planet's surface there, to the left of Wolf, to the right of Wolf. So we want, oh, come on. We're in atmosphere now, we're getting buffeting. So we want to be moving this away towards Arc, but also a little bit up towards Dumlow. So what we'll do is we take it about there, take it down to 15,000. It's going to be hard to keep a nav point on this one. Just going to try and eyeball it between the planet center to the right of Wolf and the Tamden Plains marker in terms of heading, and use the altimeter to let us know when we've travelled as far as we need to. And I've got to stop it there because my phone's just gone. So bear with me a second, guys. I'm just going to mute the mic. Nope, phone stopped. Fine. They'll leave an answer phone message. Well, we didn't want to stop there, but let's just retriangulate what we have. Shubin 474 is 7 kilometers further away than we need to be. Arc at 258 is 18, so we're going to need to do a fair old traversal to Arc. And Dumlow at 207 is 10 kilometers away. So what we need to do now, because we're only at 18,000 feet, so what we want to do is traverse towards Arc Corp. We'll try to do it without losing any altitude, so we're going to need to push out here, and we'll take that 8.5 kilometers off and then retriangulate. You can see our hydrogen fuel is now dropping because we're doing lots of small repositionings without giving the fuel a chance to recharge. Down at 97% now. Stop her there. Right, so at that point Arc Corp is about 9 kilometers further away than we need it to be. Come up and check Dumlow. Dumlow is 12 kilometers further away than we need it to be. And Shubin is 12 kilometers further away than we need it to be. So, find the planet center. There's the planet center. We need to jink slightly more towards Schubin and done. So, take it to about there. Remember, if we aim for the planet center, it's a vertical drop. So we'll aim slightly over towards Schubin and slightly up towards Dunmore, which means that we'll probably aim almost straight at Wolf Point. Now, Wolf Point right now 576 is 16.9 kilometers further away than we need it to be. We're at 18,000 meters, so 18 kilometers. So we could actually use, at this point, use Wolf Point as our aiming point for the descent. So let's just take her down. Whoops. Let's just take her down at about 100 kph. Take her down to 10,000 and then re-triangulate. Trying to keep aimed on Wolf Point. We have to do this manually because of atmospheric effects. If we let go of the mouse, she's going to drift away like crazy. So I'm going to hit the brakes at about 11,000 meters, and I'll then do the re-triangulation there. And I wish that the HUD was not as blurry as it is when we're doing this. I wish the HUD would stay as clear and as sharp as the navigation points. That's about hit the brakes a little bit early there. I want to get it down to about 10,000. Hit the brakes now. Yeah, that's about 10,500, that'll do. So Schubin at 472 is 5 kilometers further than we need it. Dunlow at 207 is 10. And Arc Corp at 247 is about 6.5. So we need to drift towards Dunlow. So find there's the center of the planet, and Dunlow's up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to come across at quite a steep angle, and we're going to drop it to about 7,500 meters. In fact, it's probably worth doing it this way because we're starting to run out of height for doing these drops. So let's just bang across to Dunlow. Stop at 8,000 altitude. Why are you not stopping at a given distance from Dunlow, guys? Because altitude is more critical than ground distance right now. Hiya, kiddo. Daughter's just got in from school. Yeah, altitude is more important than over the ground distance right now. So that's Dunlow coming up on 7 kilometers more than we need. Let's just pause there because we haven't dropped that much. We've only dropped 1,000 meters. Right, so that's Dunlow, 7 kilometers more than we need. Woo, 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 woo. And this thing's getting very twitchy. Schubin at 471 is 4 kilometers more than we need it. And arc, wherever it's gone, arc at 247 is 6 kilometers. So, well, pretty much good for a direct descent now. All we need to do is we need to slightly cut the distance between Dunmore and ArcCorp. Oh, and I've got somebody at the door, so I'm just going to hold here a second, guys. Right, so as I was saying, we find the planet center now, and we still want to cut slightly over towards Dunmore and ArcCorp. Not too much though, so we'll head it down there. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down at a very low velocity. Get back. Get back. Cool. Throttle back. There we are. 50 kilometers is good. I'm going to take it down this time to about 5,000 meters, and then we're going to re-triangulate, and at that point we should be good to make a final approach. Uh-oh, we're getting stuttery jutters. Wonder if the server's about to crap out on us. So, sneaking down 6,500. Uh-oh. That noise. Quite often we get that just before a server collapse. So I want to get down to, like I said, 5,000, do a final triangulation. We're out of secure space, so I've got to be aware of pirates, which is why I wish the radar would work. Coming down to 5,100, let's just take the thrust off. And yeah, 5 meters below 5,000, that's fine by me. Right, let's check. Now, Shubin is showing 468.5, which is 1.5 kilometers more than we need it to be. Dunlow at 202 is 5 kilometers more than we need it to be. And Arc, where are you, Arc? 245.4 is 4.5, so we still need to drift just slightly towards Dunlow. There's the planet center. Let's just take it over towards Dunlow a little bit. We'll take it down to 3,000 meters this time. And again, we're going to take it down a bit slow, because we can't see the surface. We don't want to be smacking into it. Just 4,200. About another 1,000 meters to go. Then we should be able to triangulate. And at that point we should be able to hold altitude and wait for the sunrise, providing the fuel's going to hold out. So we're coming across at a steeper angle than I was wanting, but right, hit the brakes. And we overshot a fair bit that time, 65 meters beyond the target. Right, so Shubin 467.4. That's 0.4 of a kilometer. Dunlow 200.6 is 3.5 kilometers. And ArcCorp 244 is 3.5 kilometers. So what we really want to do is we want to split the difference to Dunlow and ArcCorp, and we want to travel about 2 kilometers that way. Now we don't want to drop any altitude at this point, so oh, and there's Crusader coming up above the horizon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a quick burst of throttle in that direction, just for a few seconds. Once speed stabilizes, just count to about 5, throttle back again. When it stops, that's champion. So let's just retriangulate for the final time. 200.4 to Dunlow is 3.4. 466.9 to Shuben. 468.9 to Shuben is 1.8. Sorry, 1.9. And ArcCorp 242.9 is 1.9, so we're good to go in, but we still want to travel a little bit towards Dunmore, so let's just bring it across to about there, and if we take it down to about 1,000 meters this time, we may, even in the dark, be able to see the Javelin. If we can, then we can just touch down somewhere close to it. So let's just still need to be closer to Dunlow actually. So let's just take this final glide to bring us across there a bit. Stop at 1,000 meters. Yeah, we're getting a proximity alert there. It's time to hit the brakes. And at this point we can see bugger all. Sunrise will be somewhere away over yonder. See if we can find the sunrise. Just follow the perimeter of the planet. That looks like sunrise over there. It's a long way off. Ah, this could be sunrise. It's a bit brighter there, but that might just be off that nebula. That's a nebula glow. That's a nebula glow. That's another nebula glow. There's a long stretch of light. That might be the sunrise. Especially as there's not a particular nebula over there to light that up. That's possible. Well, there's Crusader trying to peek across the atmosphere. It might actually be a reflection from Crusader rather than the sun. There's Crusader starting to come up. Right, at this point, right, there's Daymar Center. Wolf right there is at 576.6, and we need Wolf to be 576, so we're sitting at 800 meters. So that's right. If we was to absolutely bang down on Wolf, we should be almost exactly on target. So let's see if we can get touchdown without smashing. So I'm going to take her down very, very carefully. Too much. Let's just try and remember. We don't know the altitude here. So I'm going to take her in very carefully. I'm going to point her straight at Wolf. As soon as we see any change, there we are. Stop, shit. Right. We found the ground. Now we need to land and wait for sunrise. So let's just have a look at the ground around us. Well, that's a bloody great big rock. It's not flat land, is it? Right, well there's the horizon. So let's get leveled up to the horizon. Come on, level. Why is she not rolling? Roll. There we are. That's the horizon level. Let's just get our nose down, see what we're on top of at the minute. At the minute, we seem to be on top of some very rough ground. I don't think there's anything flat enough right here to land on. Certainly doesn't look like it, does it? Just roll the ship again. I'd say we're right above a canyon, and we were absolutely dead lucky. Now, that's kinda interesting, because that, I think, is one of the Javelin modules. So let's just rise her up a bit, and let's just drift. Whoa, too fast. Let's just drift her across until we can get a light on that. Is that a rock or is that... Can't tell. I think that's actually a rock. Right. Let's see if we can get her down on that piece of land there. I'm just going to lift her up a bit. Whoa, that should work. Right, square the horizon. Get the undercarriage down.
Landing gear down. Landing successful. Launch sequence complete. Landing successful.
Now that's interesting. We are so close to the ground that she's trying to land and launch at the same time. Whoa. Bounce. Let's just roll that horizon. Come on, horizon, roll. Need to go back into the cockpit for that, I think. You're gonna have to take her up.
Launch sequence complete.
Stop drifting. Just launch a bit. Whoa. Right, let's have that horizon level. Right, now, see if we can get her down. We're going to have to take her down very gently. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's try and point her at the sunrise. We need to find it first though. On a slope there, we're going to have problems landing. Level up, level up. Where is the bloody sunrise? You know, every time I've come to this Javelin, it's brought us into this point at the deepest, darkest point of the night. Well, there's a nice flat area there, and that might be the sunrise coming in over there. So I think what we'll do, just level her up. That's pretty level, isn't it? And we'll just nip forward a second. Stop. Let her settle. Nip forward a little bit more and stop. And we'll try and put her down there.
Landing successful.
No, it's saying landing successful. I've had this before with this planet. We're at an angle. Looks like one foot's not on the floor. But I tell you what we'll do, we'll just accept that. So, at this point, engine's off. And what we'll do is we'll just settle there and we'll wait for a few minutes for the sun to come up, because I've got a visitor and I need to just speak with them briefly. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. I'm going to leave it sitting there. Right guys, I'm back, sorry. Visitors that I had to talk to. Right, now we should be pretty much on top of this Javelin right now. So let's just get the engines back on. Wherever it is, up here somewhere. There we are. Come on, engine on.
Engines off. Engines on.
Right, no, this is going to be a tricky takeoff. I'm just going to strafe straight up.
Launch sequence complete.
Whoa, get up. Get off the surface. Put a bit of altitude on it.
Landing gear up.
No, I don't believe that landing gear's up, because that went up too damn fast.
Landing gear down.
Landing gear up. Come on.
Landing gear up.
Now I believe it's up. Right, so that Javelin should be somewhere in these hills. Let's just do it. Oh, and look how close we were to it. There it is. There's the Javelin. So you watched me traverse down from space, triangulating, pausing at different altitudes, re-triangulating, and we've come down at what must be less than 500 meters from it. We touched down while we waited for the sun to come up, and so, whoa, slow down, come on baby, slow down, and there we are. there's the crashed Javelin. Let's just take a slow flight across her. We're getting quite a bit of wind turbulence here. And what I want to do is I just want to hover dead center on her and show you what I was triangulating on as we came down. So there it is. So let's just get into a hover here. Right, now let's see which nav points we've got. There's Arc Corp. From the Javelin, Arc Corp is 241 kilometers. Need to go this way for Dunmore. Sorry, Dunlow. There's Dunlow at 197.3 kilometers. And over this way somewhere we should be able to find Shubin. Square up, come on. Square up. Don't know why RSI insists the ships have got to pitch like that, roll like that when you're redirecting. So hang on, there's Bountiful Harvest. There's Arc Corp. Arc Corp 241. Kudra 474. Somewhere down there's Shubin 467. It's a Shubin. Eagle Flats Emergency 456. Wolf Point, which is straight through the other side of the planet, 576. And you can see there that's OM5. And there's the centre of Daymar. Look, centre of Daymar 295.3. So those are your triangulation points. Look, centre of Daymar, straight down from us, 295. Wolf Point on the other side of the planet, 576. Shubin, which is a surface post and one of the three main triangulation points, 467. Let's just roll her back round. And down here somewhere should be Arc Corp. Well, there's Dumlow at 197. So make a note of these distances, guys. Replay the video. It'll help you with finding Javelin. So let's just have a look at the Javelin herself. The crosswinds and turbulence here are pretty severe, by the way. You can do it in an Aurora. You can get down here, you can hover around, you can fly around, look at the ship herself. But I don't recommend it in anything smaller than the Prospector. Remembering that the Prospector's got a lot more stabilization thrusters because of her roll. I would recommend you try to do it in something like a Vanguard or bigger. Just because of the crosswinds, you'll get far more stability. Frame rate's dropped again, we're down to 8 frames. So there's the nose sections, or one of the nose fins. The other one was over there. Hello, they're interesting. Don't remember seeing them. Don't think they're rocks, I think they're plants. Just gonna have a quick look at them. Ooh, slow down. They look like cacti. are. Little cactuses. Whoa, stop ship, stop ship. There we are. Cluster of cacti right next to the Javelin. I know this is a terrible flight model, but I love this. Just hover and rotate your ship to look at what's going on. Oh, there's another one. There's another cluster. You can get out and go and have a look at them. Don't poke them, you might pierce your suit and die of oxygen loss. And I'm sure I saw some more over there somewhere. That looks like another. Oops. Looks like another cluster over there. Or several clusters. So there you are. You've got alien plant life right next to the Javelin that you can investigate, pose next to, and take some pictures with. Right, there's the two Javelin fins. I knew there was both of them down here. Just trying to keep the horizon squared, and it's a wrong way. It's a real pain in the ass. Frame rate's under 10 again. Right, so there's the two nose sections. Look, that's the two spikes at the front of the Javelin. Just watching fuel, we're down to 87%, which is not a problem. And as we come in over the wreck, there's the large centre section, which is the hangars. Now, if we had much smoother frame rates, then I would attempt to take the ship down into there and try and get into the hangar there. The frame rate being under 10 is a bit low for me to attempt it at the moment, but those three engine modules at the back, the two up on the top of the ridge and the one to the right that's still attached, I have flown through all three of them in the Prospector, and I've got that footage recorded for adding to YouTube. So let's just put a bit of altitude on her, and where we landed was, if you look at the crosshairs, we landed somewhere just over about there on that dark rock. So when we came down, we were pretty damn close to the Javelin, but obviously we couldn't see her in the dark. So what I'll do is I'll just reverse thrust up from her, take the Prospector up to say 5,000 meters using reverse thrust, which is going to burn a lot of fuel. Well,
Landing gear down.
Why did landing gear go down? I did not ask for landing gear. Put them away.
Landing gear up.
Thank you. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reverse thrust away so you can look at the topography, and if you're coming in daylight, you know what sort of hills you're looking for. You see how those engine modules go black quite quickly as we climb away. And as we pass 4,000 feet, you can make out the engines much more clearly than you can the fuselage. So there, 4,000 feet, 4,000 meters. So there we are. We're at, that's just under 6,000 meters, and you can just make out the engines as black splodges in around that crater. and you see how the crater is a lot smaller than you think when you compare it to the surrounding craters. You just zoom in, you can see the engines quite clearly, those 4 black rectangular marks. The main fuselage and the nose section less so. Yeah. So let's just take it back up a little bit more. See what the topography looks like somewhere closer to 7,500 meters. Actually, that's nearer to 8,500 meters. I'm going to stop 9,000 by the time we stop. Okay. If you look at the center, I know it's difficult, but if you look at the center crosshairs, right, there's the Javelin, clearly visible from 9,000 meters. And if you look at those light paths almost on the top of that caldera, yeah, and then if I zoom out, still pointing at the pointing at the Javelin, you can see that those paths are simply a shrunk version of the ones on the caldera to the left of the max safe speed underneath the current altitude indicator. So it's like exactly the same graphic in 2 different sizes. And in fact, on the crater, I just try and get the crosshairs across. It's difficult with the air turbulence. That crater there is the same crater that the Javelin is in over on this plateau. Right? If I zoom in there, you see the Javelin. There it is. Zoom out, you can see that that entire rock stack and plateau is exactly the same graphic that they've used here. It's just half the size. So that again, from 10,000 meters, looking for that pair is a good way to find your way into the Javelin. Remembering that the Javelin is in the smaller version